Every morning when the sun rises and the world takes its first breath of a new day, you are given a chance. Not a grand ceremony, not a parade, just a simple, quiet moment, a chance to decide who you are going to be. And this daily decision is what shapes the life you are building. Too often we wait for transformation to come from outside, from fortune, from fate, from the kindness or cruelty of others. But the truth is far more powerful and far more difficult. Real change begins with what you choose to believe every single day. Your life bends not because of what you wish, but because of what you repeatedly do. You are not powerless in the face of your past. You are not chained to your failures, nor are you held hostage by your fears. You have something stronger than all of these. You have the ability to choose today and tomorrow and every day after that what you will stand for, what you will speak into the world, and how you will carry yourself even when no one is watching. That is the power of daily conviction, and that power, though it begins small and quietly, is mightier than any institution or barrier. There is something sacred in routine. A man or woman who wakes each morning and recommits to purpose, even when the world offers no applause, even when the sky is gray, even when the voices around them whisper doubt, that person is already living in the direction of greatness. They are no longer asking for the storm to pass. They are learning how to walk through the storm with their head held high. Because the people who truly change their lives, and through their lives begin to change the world, are the ones who know that consistency is not glamorous, but it is everything. You do not need to see the end to begin. You only need to take the step that is in front of you. A life is not made in a single moment of glory. A life is forged like steel in the fire by 1,000 small, deliberate choices. Wake up and speak life into yourself. Remind your heart what it stands for. Remind your feet where they are going. And even when it seems like no one sees your effort, especially then, know that every word you speak to yourself, every quiet refusal to quit, every act of integrity when it is hardest to be honest becomes the foundation on which your future is built. Do not wait to feel strong to act strong. Strength is not something we are born with. It is something we train into our bones. It comes not from talent, but from truth. And the truth is this: your thoughts, your intentions, your repeated words to yourself each day, they become the soil in which your future grows. If you wake up and feed your spirit with courage, with clarity, with calm determination, then your circumstances cannot control you. You begin to live from the inside out. You begin to command your life, not react to it. Every great leader, every brave soul, every person who stood for justice or built something lasting began by waking up and deciding not to surrender. Even on the darkest days, especially on the darkest days, and so must you, not because it is easy, but because you are made for more than survival. You are made to live with dignity. You are made to rise. The mind, when trained, becomes your ally. But when neglected, it becomes your prison. And this training, this daily centering, this repetition of purpose, this reignition of belief, is not something others can do for you. It must come from within. So do not underestimate the simple act of beginning each day with intention. It is no small thing. It is the fire that keeps your soul from going cold. And remember this: conviction is not loud. It does not need to shout. It stands, it holds, it returns every day, even when the world tries to shake it loose. And when you live like that, when you decide every morning, before the noise, before the doubt, before the pressure, what you stand for, your life will begin to change. Quietly at first, then powerfully, then undeniably. Watch this, believe it, live it, and one day you will look back and know that's the day everything began to change. Many believe that freedom is the absence of boundaries, that to be free is to do whatever you want, whenever you want. But real freedom, lasting freedom, comes not from the removal of limits, but from the mastery of self. Discipline is not the enemy of liberty. It is its most loyal guardian. Without discipline, we become captives of our own impulses. Without discipline, we fall to distraction, to fear, to comfort disguised as peace. But when you rise each day and commit to the hard things, the necessary things, you begin to reclaim your life from chaos. I have seen people who have nothing but still walk with the posture of kings and queens. Why? Because they have chosen to rule over themselves. Their minds are not wild horses running in all directions. Their hearts are not at the mercy of the weather or the headlines. They have harnessed their inner world. That is discipline, and it is the quiet road to freedom. You see, it is easy to speak of dreams. It is easy to talk of vision, of passion, of potential. But none of these mean anything without the discipline to rise again and again and do what is required, not what is convenient. That is the price of growth. That is the toll you must pay for greatness. It will not come to you because you want it. It will come to you because you refuse to break your promise to yourself when no one else was looking. The man who wakes at dawn to sharpen his craft while others sleep is not being punished by discipline. He is being set free from mediocrity. The woman who trains her mind to focus, to study, to lead, even when distractions scream for her attention, is not losing her life. She is shaping it. Discipline is not restriction. It is creation. It is design. It is the engine that moves vision from imagination to reality. And I say this to those who feel trapped, in fear, in failure, in fatigue. Your prison is not made of stone. It is built from habits, habits that were once small decisions, habits that day by day became walls. But walls can be torn down, not with one mighty blow, but with small, faithful strikes of effort, daily, consistently, patiently. That is what discipline demands, not perfection, but persistence. The willingness to return to your values, your priorities, your path, even when your feelings beg you to do otherwise. We must not confuse comfort with peace. There is a kind of comfort that lulls us to sleep, that whispers, "You've done enough," when the truth is we've only just begun. Peace does not come from escape. Peace comes from alignment, when your actions match your purpose. And that only happens when discipline is your companion, when you choose what is right over what is easy, when you act not from emotion but from principle. There is power in knowing that your day does not belong to chance, that your time is not being stolen, it is being invested, that your choices are not accidents, they are declarations. You are telling the world with every disciplined act, I am not afraid to work for what I believe in. And that message, even if no one hears it out loud, is how you begin to win the quiet war within. Those who walk with discipline do not need to shout. Their life becomes the proof. Their character becomes the legacy, because the fruits of discipline are not immediate, but they are eternal. Integrity, confidence, strength, these are not given, they are earned through discipline, one morning at a time, one decision at a time. I know there are days when you will want to stop, when you feel tired of trying, when the progress seems slow and the reward seems far. But hear me now, those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when discipline does its deepest work. For it is easy to be consistent when the sun shines and the road is smooth. But when the path is steep, when your muscles ache, when doubt creeps in, that is when discipline becomes your lifeline. Every day you choose discipline, you take back a piece of yourself. You remove one more chain. You say, I may not control everything, but I will control me. And that simple act is the first step toward unshakable freedom. And when you look back on your life, you will see it was not the big moments, not the loud victories, but the quiet, disciplined choices that truly set you free. You are not small. You may have been told otherwise. You may have been made to feel invisible in your home, in your workplace, in the world. But hear me now. Your worth is not measured by how loudly others applaud, nor by how often your name is spoken. It is measured by your ability to stand, to choose, to persist when it would be easier to disappear. You are not here by accident. You are not powerless. And the moment you begin to believe that, your life starts to shift. There are people walking this earth who have convinced themselves they are too broken to matter, too late to change, too insignificant to be heard. But the world has never needed more than one determined soul to begin changing everything. Movements are born from a whisper. Revolutions rise from quiet rooms. A single person, fully awake, is stronger than 1,000 sleepwalking through life. And maybe you've been waiting for someone else to lead. Maybe you've been waiting for permission. I tell you now, you do not need it. You carry inside you something that cannot be replicated. Your story, your pain, your perspective. No one else has lived it quite like you. That alone gives you the authority to rise and speak and act. Do not fall into the trap of comparison. Do not measure your light against another's fire. You were not meant to be a copy. You were meant to be a spark. A seed, a mirror for others to see what is possible when a human being finally says, I will no longer shrink to fit the smallness around me. If the voices around you have made you feel unworthy, remind yourself that those voices are not the author of your story. The people who tried to limit you, who tried to name you something less than you are, they did not give you your soul, and they cannot take it from you. You are not the product of their fears. You are the keeper of a future they cannot see. It does not matter where you started. What matters is what you're willing